Good evening, one and all. This is Simran Ahuja, and on behalf of Foodyaari, I welcome everyone to today's live webinar on guidance for CFSO and TO exams, followed by a Q&A session. To deliver this session, today we have with us our esteemed guest speakers, Sir Mohammad Salman Chupin and Dr. Rameshwar Jaju, sir. Salman sir here holds the position of Technical Officer for FSSAI Mumbai. Dr. Jaju sir here has more than 13 years of teaching experience and is also the author of more than 5 books on food laws and regulations. We are extremely lucky to have both of you here today to guide us through this session. Before handing over this webinar to our esteemed speakers, a quick exciting announcement. Foodyaari is bringing to you all an amazing helping aid for all the aspirants for the Food Safety Officer and Training exams. We will be making an official announcement at the end of this webinar, so do stick around till the end to hear that. Also, feel free to pin us any questions and doubts related to this session. Throughout the session, you can keep us posted with your questions in the comment section and we'll get to them towards the Q&A session. With this, I hand over this webinar to our speakers. Please do carry on.
Okay, thank you, Simran. Before moving ahead, just clear me. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So we'll go live.
Yes, sir. We are live.
Perfect. So good evening, all friends. Good evening, one to all. Today, on the eve of Diwali, we are gathered here for the great cause of FSSAI recruitment. Okay, and this with this concern, I could say, friends, we saw different types of dreams, and that could be made successful with the help of your efforts. If you make your efforts, then only your dream could be successful in the life. That's why it is very important with concern to the aspirations of Central Food Safety Officer, Technical Officer. We require a perfect set of courses of action to fulfill our dreams. And welcome you all. I am Rameshwar, and today we talk about what type of courses of action we required to fulfill our dreams. Okay, I think we move to the presentation slides.
Yes,
in
sir.
today's presentation, okay, yes, in today's presentation, we are talking about what type of requisite set of actions we are needed with concern to FSSAI recruitment for Central Food Safety Officer and Technical Officer. And here we are talking about what things are there. In first, we are taking about a look about the important syllabus, how we are able to make a courses of action for the particular syllabus. Then the syllabus is further segregated in what are the different set of numbers, what are the subtopics for our syllabus. Okay, so yeah, okay, so these are our heads. First of all, we're talking about the what is the whole recruitment notification, followed by that second one is the CBT. Friends, keep in mind currently the examination pattern is changed with concern to the recruitment 2019. In 2019, the phase is that CBT is followed by the written examinations. Okay, but here no written examination this year. So in 2021, there is no written examination. That is one of the most important change. So here we are talking about CBT first, means computer based test first, followed by CBT second. Then again, what type of syllabus we have to prepare for FSSAI, and how to fill the online form, or the most important thing is what are the different types of FAQ, frequently asked questions, with concern to how to fulfill the form or with concern to eligibility criteria. Okay, so let's talk about some of the important dates. As all of you know about, the starting date from the FSSAI recruitment is from the 13th of October, and you have to fill the form till the time of 12th of November. Okay, so here we talk about the syllabus pattern. Now, as we know, there are two important heads. One is the general aptitude and second is the functional knowledge. So that is one of the important change we saw in this recruitment, as there are 40 questions for the general aptitude, followed by that 80 questions for the functional knowledge. So this is one of the important change here. Okay, so for the change are that last year or 2019-20, in the recruitment of 2019-20, the weightage given on general aptitude is 25%, and now it is moved up to 33.3%. Functional knowledge, surprisingly, the weightage got reduced from 75% to 66.6%. Definitely, the 1:1 ratio for the confirmation to the interview level, or we could say 1:1 level for the 50:50 ratio for the CBT first and CBT second. That's why it is very much important to have in full focus of the both examination. CBT first 50% weightage, followed by that CBT second also has the 50% weightage. And here let me clear one thing very precisely. Currently, availability of syllabus is only for CBT first. So just taking into consider these things. Please ensure these things follow. Okay, then just 1 second. Okay, then CFSO. So these three are the important positions are there for the recruitment point of view. CFSO, technical officer, and assistant director, technical concern. Now with concern to syllabus. So these are the four heads with general aptitude and computer literacy. Okay, so these four carries, every section carries 10 number of questions followed by that 40 marks. It means one question carry 4 marks, and there is a negative. The negativity is nothing but 0.25% is the negativity. So if your one question got wrong, so you could reduce, you could lose 1 mark, and if it is wrong, if it is right, you got 4 marks. So in the first one, general intelligence is the concern. Here you could talk about the different types of verbal and non-verbal consequences, followed by that general awareness. When we say general awareness, so here all things came into effect. Mean not only the cultural advances or not only the international issues, apart from that, your historical cultures, geographical, all types of scientific ongoings. So all these came into effect for the general awareness. Not only this, apart from this, many different types of sports achievement, even scientific achievements. So all these make their way for the general awareness. So here we have to prepare with very advanced level. I must say that PD Pratyogata Darpan is one of the best way by which you could do general awareness. Followed by that, English language comprehension. Here different things are there. Some of them we already known, like a paragraph sentence. Then apart from that, synonyms, antonyms. These are some of the important points are there. And computer literacy. Definitely in terms of computer literacy, you have to ensure these 10 marks first of all. Here not only on the computer questions, but here also the questions could be from social media campaigning, like we could say chronology of orders, which could be the first one. Who are the founders? Maybe the WhatsApp, maybe the Facebook, Twitter. Who could be the founder? How the things could happen in terms of the chronology. So all these things are concerned for the computer literacy. Okay, now apart from that, the most important point is the Indian and international food laws, where 20 number of questions are there. Fine. So here 20 number of questions are there. As we know, one question for 4 marks. So 80 marks are there for Indian and international food laws. So here what are the things? First one is talking about the food safety. That is nothing but our FSSAI Act 2006. When we say the act, so there is a lot of consequences of the act. As we know, there are 101 sections. So how to remember these? Again, I received many questions from your end. So one of the question, how to remember the different sections. So you have to make a chronology of order and sort out the most important act, and according to that you could remember the different types of sections. Okay, so different types of provisions are there, and most importantly the problem is that with concern to definitions, if we are talking about the premise, okay, if we are talking about just word premise, so it is any type of location, store, shop, hotel, anything, any place, any entity where you could sell, manufacture, distribute your any article of food. So that could be the premise. So these are some of the important things. When we say FSMS, okay, I think just the question is there for your today's examinations. When we say FSMS, it is nothing but food safety management system. So it is the perfect combination of three important things. GMP stands for good manufacturing practices, GHP for good hygienic practices, and HACCP, that is hazard analysis and critical control point. So the three set of compliances is nothing but the food safety management system. Now what happened? Approach. Previously, with concern to PFA Act, the approach is a preventive one. or the approach is the reactive approach. The things are already happened and we are make a reactive actions accordingly. But now with consent to FSMS, here we are talking about the proactive approach, and that could be possible by means of the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. Fine. So these are some of the important things, different sections of the act, and what are the important things for implementation point of view. Here I must say that there are different sections as we know, but the some of the important sections for offenses and penalties point of view, these are most important. When we say section number 53, so it could be definitely lead to the misleading advertisement, and if any person make the offense, it means certain illegal things against the law, that is, or certain contravention to the law, that is the offense. So if he made any misleading things, misleading advertisement, then there is a punishment of 10 lakhs. So you could remember accordingly. Okay, overview of FSS rules and regulations. Again, these are again important one. When we say rules, so there are different set of rules and regulations. Yes, there are different regulations from 2011 onwards for the food safety and standard regulations. The regulations are there from 5th of August. Overview of some of the important relevant bodies of food safety authority or the national bodies. Some of the bodies like APEDA. So here what happened, you have to make a table, or you have to prepare like what is the organization name, the full form, then the establishment year, apart from that the head office and the main objective. So these are the 4 important funda you have to apply, and you have to make in a tabular form like APEDA, BIS, EIC, MAPEDA. Now what happened, whenever the word is there MAPEDA, majority of the people got confused. They think that yum stands for meat in terms of MAPEDA, but in MAPEDA yum stands for marine. Okay, and certain boards like yes, spice board, tea board, even coffee board. So definitely here important thing, we have to make an arrangement. Even not only this, our MFPI, Ministry of Food Processing Industries. Okay, so again these are important one, which is established in 1988, that is the MFPI. Then international food control systems, different types of laws, regulations. So when we say international, at that time codex came into effect. Okay, so definitely here we are talking about the important implications of codex. What happened here, codex is nothing but the CAC, Codex Alimentarius Commission. It is actually make their way in 1962, and the formulation or implementation at the international level from 1964 onwards, when India got a membership from codex point of view. So here codex is again one of the important thing. When we say codex, so here we have to implement some of the important hygienic practices, so that our any article of food could be made as a safe for consumption. When we say our food is safe for consumption, it is nothing but the making the hygienic practices. Fine. Then certain WTO agreements with concern to SPS. SPS means nothing but sanitary and phytosanitary measures, and TBT, trade barrier on trade. Technical barrier on trade, yes, definitely. Important national and international accreditation bodies like NABL, like these are the ways. Okay. Okay, now just a minute. Okay, then second thing is with concern to the FSSAI. Okay, so with concern to FSSAI, here we are talking about different types of activities. Again, the questions are 20 and marks are 80 marks are there. Genesis and evolution of FSSAI. Please ensure this thing. Act is already there in 2006. To implement the act, we require FSSAI, and that came into effect on 2008. Fine. So structure and functions of food authority. As we know, the structure is the 3-tier one. At the apex, there is a central advisory commission. Then apart from that, there is a scientific panel and scientific committee. And every particular specific functions or every particular tier have a certain set of functions to perform. Okay, central advisory committee is one of the important one. So definitely the chairperson of this is the nothing but the commissioner, and he is also act as a chairperson of the FSSAI. Fine. With concern to age, I think in morning concern to age profile. When we say FSSAI, so just ensure these things. With concern to members, it is 62 years, and with concern to chairperson, 65 years is, we could say, limit for the age. Overview of systems, processes in standards enforcement, laboratory ecosystem, import, third party audits. So all these are nothing but overview about the food authority. Followed by that, promoting safe and wholesome food. Now ensure one thing. When we say we have to promote our safe food or promote our wholesome food, safe food, we know it is safe for consumption. But when we say wholesome, it means it do not cause any effect or any types of harmful chances on your health. So it is safe for health concern. It do not cause any type of chances for your health according to its intended use. So that is nothing but the wholesome food. So to promote this, our FSSAI have certain many initiatives. Certain of that, Eat Right India campaign, food fortification, SNF, Clean Street Hub. So these are some of the important ones. Training and capacity building, yes, definitely. Not just to appoint a person is not a fulfillment of the authority. We have to make perfect knowledge or the application of knowledge for the social well-being, and that could be done by means of the training and perfect capacity building for the employee or for the people who are working for the authority. Then role of state food authorities. Yes, when we say state food authorities, there are again different authorities, maybe the DO, designated officer, again the food commissioner for the state, followed by that designated officer is there, and followed by designated officer there is a FSO, food safety officer for the state. Fine. I just clear one thing here. When we say CFSO, Central Food Safety Officer, so definitely here we are talking about the center point of view. So at any location where more number of central licenses are issued, okay, at any location where more number of central licenses are issued, at that point CFSO could be appointed. Fine. अब central license, exactly central license हम कैसे कह सकते हैं? Nothing but central license when we say, so your annual turnover could be at least more than 20 crores. Fine. So that point is nothing but the CFSO, Central Food Safety Officer. Okay, principles and preservation. I think you are all aware about these things. There are different types of food processing operations, principles we have to follow, and GMP, good manufacturing practices, while we are moving on with concern to the commodity handling. Or your food preservation methods. Yes, different types of methods. What are the principles? All things are there, for which I think different books are very much available. Or your food packaging methods, even the some of the principles, and at the same time packaging materials and important techniques for the packaging. Certain principles for the food chemistry. Now we move towards the food chemistry parameter, where again 10 number of questions there for the food chemistry. Okay, so here structure and functions of macro and micronutrients. So you could classify these things. Apart from that, role of the different things, some of the food additives, anti-nutritional factors, enzymes, nutraceuticals, even food allergens. Now from the 2019 onwards, every yabbi or every person who is manufacturing of the food, who is the manufacturer of any types of food article, he has to mention if any allergens are present. So different types of allergens, if it is present in the commodity, so it should be mentioned on the label itself. It should be mentioned on the bold and capital that what allergens it contains. Fine. So there are typically 8 allergens listed by the food authority. In food microbiology, there are 10 number of questions, like from the microbiology point of view, sources of microorganism, what types of things that could be lead to the spoilage, contamination, and again GLP, good laboratory practices we could follow to avoid this. Then food analysis and testing, yes, again there are 10 questions. So here we are talking about important things or important methods for food analysis, followed by that some of the modern analytical techniques, in which only one is specified there. Please ensure these things, only one is specified, but there are number of modern techniques are there. Only mass spectroscopy is there. Apart from that, number of techniques are there. So definitely you could ensure all these things in a very pretty manner. Again, quality assurance, quality controls, all things are there. Now we talk about while we are filling the form, what types of difficulty we are facing. So just ensure these things. We have to follow this one, that is the job@FSSAI. Okay, whenever you go to the site, it is already there. Just click on this button. Followed by that, these are the important one. So here we have to just click on the direct recruitment 04 for the CFSO TO, and here we have to apply for apply online. Then this is the interface. So all different types of instructions are there. Just take a look about the instructions while you are filling the form. Okay, at last you have to make a start button. Okay, so here the note could be there at last. Okay, just one thing, I will admit you one thing. What happened here, from one mobile number many queries are there, only from one mobile number you could register for 2 posts. You are definitely able to register for 2 or more posts with one mobile number. Maybe you could register for CFSO, again you could register for the TO, or even you could register for the assistant director technical, even from the one mobile number and one email. But just one thing is required, that you have to apply separately. Okay, so just आपको separately apply करना है, so that it could be very fine to apply for the different types of positions. Okay, when here we talk about where to apply, so these are the different posts are there, nearly 10 number of positions are there. So here it is specified for which post you have to apply. Okay, so these are the details you have to fill up: contact number, email ID, confirmation ID. After fill up the, that could be the interface, and same could be given to you on your mobile number, registered mobile number पे आपको आपका user ID password वो चीजें आपको यहाँ पे आ जाएगी. Then that could be the interface about the personal applications, and here keep in mind the options are there. After that phase you have to move to the go to application form. अगर आपको ये नहीं आता है, क्योंकि that could be one of the again inquiry from your end. So here just one thing, you have to ensure by means of the desktop site mode if you go by the if you log in with your mobile. Otherwise if you log in with your system, that could be fine, and try to use Google Chrome only. So then you go for the go to application form. Okay, so here different types of contact details you have to ensure, starting from your number, then followed by the matriculation. Okay, apart from that, additional qualification, first, second, previous work experience if any. Now we are talking about the important things. So here we are talking about the position of TO. So here we take an example of how to fill the form for technical officer. So keep in mind there are 4 parameters by which you could apply for the technical officer. Okay, so first is the you must have the master degree. That is one of the parameter. Okay, now the question is in which stream we require master degree. So just look at this. These are the n number of things, n number of degrees in which master degree if you have, then definitely you are the eligible one. Starting from chemistry, biochemistry, food technology. Again keep in mind here it is already written that microbiology, number of questions from there from the microbiology stream, are we eligible? So definitely if you are the master degree in microbiology, you are eligible for technical officer. Industrial microbiology, biotech, food technology, food safety and quality assurance, definitely fine. Then second one is the PG diploma. Okay, okay, so the second one is the PG diploma. PG diploma after completion of your graduation at least of 1 year. ओके इसमें से भी आपको एग्जैक्टली किस चीज में पीजी डिप्लोमा करना है, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द क्वालिटी सेफ्टी और द क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट और द फूड प्रोडक्शन, फूड साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, all things are written in the notification itself that you must have the PG diploma if you are the graduation. That is the second criteria. Fine. So the third criteria, you must have the BE or BTech. Okay, so in which stream it require BE or BTech? So here keep it, just take a look, BE or BTech in, these are the some of the important streams: food technology, dairy, biotech, oil technology, food process engineering, food processing technology, fruits and vegetable, and food safety and quality. So these are important streams. अगर आप BE or BTech इसमें से भी हो, then again you are eligible. So this is the third criteria. And now the fourth criteria, I think one is okay. Just a second. Okay, so the fourth criteria, if you have just the bachelor's degree, if you have just the bachelor's degree, then the degree should be at least of 4 years. Please ensure these things. If you have just a graduate with a 3-year degree, then you are not eligible. You are supposed to be not eligible. So you must have the bachelor's degree of at least 4 years. Maybe from the animal sciences, maybe from the agriculture origin. There are a number of origins which are already given in the notification. Fine. So after that interface, these are the 4 important parameters you have to fill up: eligibility criteria, personal details, qualification, and finally declaration. Okay, so then after you have to click on different things like nothing but you have to upload your passport size photograph, again apart from that scanned signature, and yes, your certificate of for the date of birth origin, and finally declaration. Okay, so these are the important stage for the declaration. So again keep in mind one thing, for CBT stage first there are nearly 103 centers. Okay, This is again one of the query. And for CBT stage second, there are only 24 sections. तो हो सकता है एक center जो CBT first को हो, center second को ना हो. So definitely ensure these things. For CBT first, there are number of centers are there. For example, Maharashtra Aurangabad is the center for CBT first, but for the second, it is not there. Okay. So at last, you have to ensure all these things. And finally, some of the important things for the CFSO. Okay, so with concern to CFSO, you require a degree. If it is fine, then the degree in the food technology, dairy, biotech, oil tech, agri sciences. Here we're talking about the different agricultural sciences, veterinary, biochemistry, microbiology. So these, and even medicine. Yes, MBBS candidate can also eligible for this position. Okay, with concern to frequently asked questions, some of the important questions which I have taken from the coordinator point of view, I just take a important among the all. So here one of the question is like where to give the priority for either to the CFSO or to the TO. So keep in mind it is dependent upon you, to whom you have to suit it. When we say CFSO, definitely we are talking about the Central Food Safety Officer. And when we say technical officer, so technical officer is nothing but one of the person who is involved in the policy making, and CFSO is the ground floor person who is involved in implementation of the act. आप खुद को कहाँ fit कर पाते हो, that is depend upon you. But these are some of the important criteria you have to fix it. Then apart from that, okay, depth of syllabus, I already covered all the important things. Okay, FSSAI definitely all different types of updates are there. If any updates are there with concern to CBT second syllabus, then that could be available on the FSSAI website. So here I'm just talking about the FSSAI website. Fine. CBT exam pattern, definitely it is the computer based test. No any type of subjective will be there. Fine. Job location posting, yes, that is one other question with concern to location or posting. CFSO you could promote it to the any part of the country. आप कहीं पे भी आपकी posting वहां पे हो सकती है for the location point of view. Again, the retention time could be somewhat less with concern to CFSO. Why it is so? Because he is a public contact point. उनका directly public से contact होता है, so that could be one of the important point we have to keep in mind with concern to CFSO. Okay, apart from that, one more important thing यहाँ पे ध्यान में रखिए, when we say CFSO, when we say FSO, one is leading from the center end or one another is leading from the state end. But the thing which is we have to keep in mind that there should be exchange of information among the all enforcement authorities. Definitely exchange of information among the all exchange authority of the state and center, that is important one. Fine. So here we could say among the two, यहाँ पे हम कह सकते हैं CFSO and TO, technical officer, though connecting link is the designated officer. Fine. So that is one of the question. Okay, job transfer could be possible. Yes, definitely. Okay, one question is there, why FSSAI job is more important than the private job? It is depend upon you. If you want to do the food safety for the public welfare, for the social cause, then definitely you go for the FSSAI. Okay, and if you are looking about the different types of illegal items, then do not go or do not opt for the same. Experience could matter in the food industry. I must say that experience is definitely a matters thing. If experience is the thing that matters the most, but not for the CFSO or TO. If you are applying for the food analyst, okay, then definitely it is important. One question is there with concern to desirable qualification of GATE or NET examination. Keep in mind, it is not at all mandatory. ये mandatory नहीं है. It is not at all mandatory. ये बिल्कुल compulsory चीज नहीं है. If 3 persons are there and there is a tie at the last, then if one person having the GATE qualification of GATE and NET, that could be selected. Again, there is a we could say cut-off tie. Then at that time, the person with more age that could be selected. So this is the criteria. Second CBT syllabus, I must say that till the time today, second CBT syllabus, CBT second syllabus is not revealed by the food authority. Okay. Okay, I think some of the important questions are covered, and some of the questions with concern to strategy and the reference books that could be cleared by the Salman sir, who is appointed as a technical officer at Mumbai region. So I must thank you to the coordinator for giving the precious time for the students' welfare. And I would like to hand over to the coordinator.
Thank you, Jaju sir. And I
Thank you, ma'am.
request Salman sir to take over the webinar.
Okay, sure. I'll just share my screen. I hope. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's some problem. 1 minute. Just. Yeah, I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
And about videos, it's also fine, right? Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. Uh, Very good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Foodyaari for giving me such an opportunity to, do this dissemination of knowledge to the student community. So this way, I am happy that I'm somewhere, doing some sort of service for the nation, and so thankful to share this particular event with very much talented Rameshwar Jaju sir. So it's a honor for me. So yeah, without further ado, let me get into the topic. So today we'll be talking about technical officer or CFSO at FSA, the tips, strategy, and how to crack. Okay. So basically, I'm working as a technical officer in the Mumbai Western region. Right now, I'm taking care of the licensing division of Gujarat State. So without a further ado, let's go into the session. So, be it technical officer or CFSO, both of the position is actually Group B non-ministerial post at the uh, of the FSA. There is no required qualification. There's qualification, no required experience here. It's all about for freshers. The basic qualification is BTech or 4-year degree, as Jaju sir explained here. And it's also to keep in your mind that if you have a 3-year degree, you are not eligible for this particular position. And to keep in your mind, this particular position is a grade 7 pay scale, which means uh, that basic pay ranges from 44,900 to 1 lakh, which means in cities like Mumbai and Ahmedabad, you basically get a CTC of 84,000, and if you're being posted at any sort of tier 3 or tier 4 cities, you will be having pay scale as required. So that will be somewhere around 59,000. So it's actually based on the HRA requirement and all this stuff. And this particular position, both the CFSO and technical officer, is essentially 2 years of probation, which means after your probation you will be made as a permanent. As of Department of Personal Training and the Ministry of Finance has actually approved around 255 technical officer position and around 70 CFSO position in the initial time, and that's why it was split into two. And now there is around 120 seats for, if I'm not wrong, 170 seats for technical officer and 30 seats for CFSO is there. So for detailed understanding, kindly go and read the FSA's Food Safety and Standards Recruitment and Appointment Regulation 2018. It's everything is given in detail. So here we should understand what is the role of Central Food Safety Officer or a technical officer. So technical officer can be posted from any sort of isolated town to any metropolitan city. For being like, for example, my fellow colleagues are being posted at a very isolated town like Mundra, and some of my colleagues are also posted at Delhi. And you can be posted at any department like import clearance or licensing or policy making. So in import clearance, you will be working as an inspection officer at the for the containers and all other imported product. In licensing, you look after all these legal aspects of license and application and all other aspects. In policy making, as Jaju sir explained, it's all about making a lot of new initiative, working along with the scientific committee or scientific panel, helping them or doing some sort of research in that area. So you may be posted in the sub-regional office to the headquarters. So I have colleagues who are working in the Guwahati office, and there are also colleagues who are working in the New Delhi office. So in terms of CFSOs generally, enforcement kind of job, in which they will be posted at various regions, especially they will be posted in all 4 different regions, and they will be looking after all this licensing enforcement activities. So basically, it's a kind of a field job. So you can in a typical way you can just concern think about in a way that you are just CFSO is just an extension of a food safety officer, but with larger jurisdiction and much more larger power. Okay, so and there's a very important information to keep in your mind, that there is only 4 regional offices. I have seen some of the some of the Instagram channels putting out like 9 regional offices and all. There is only 4 regional office, one HQ, and 3 import office, and now there is 6 import office and 2 sub-regional office. Okay. Now it's very important to understand what is the different works. So as far as CFSO is very that's all about enforcement, and in for technical officer, basically you can divide the work into 3. So that's import, licensing, and works at the HQ. So in the import division, you basically deal as an public relations officer as well. Most of the time, food business operators come to us and ask a lot of doubts regarding import and some of the labeling regulations, and also as an officer you are supposed to clear their doubts, or support to understand their grievances, and try to help them in a more positive way, how to help them, and second thing, scrutiny. You also work as a scrutiny officer, wherein you try to look into the applications and try to understand what is the product, whether it come under the food definition of food, or does not come in the definition of food, or something like that. And also look through the documents, whether it is truth or fake documents, to understand that aspect. After scrutiny, generally, you go for inspection. So you work also an inspection officer as well. So you go to the port location, try to look into the consignment, look for authenticity of documents, look for the commodity, whether it is contaminated or not, and then you do all the sampling procedures, and then is sent to the lab. You also sometimes require some sort of admin works to be done at the import office, so looking after the finance and all other aspects. So most often in import, there is a lot of collaborative works along with the customs, animal quarantine, plant quarantine, narcotic control bureau. So there will be a lot of collaborative works as well. So in import, this is all about basic understanding. In licensing, generally we do all this public relation officer work, so which means we clear the doubts of licensing aspects, or some of the regulatory requirement, how it is being done. How we also guide them through trainings as well. So there is scrutiny of application. The majority of our time we devote for the scrutiny of application, and then obviously there is inspection. So we have monthly target to achieve. So we are also kind of it's actually a mix of office and field job in case of technical officer, whereas CFSO is more oriented to the field job. So basically in CFS's work, generally if there's some sort of consumer complaints, so they are directly going to that place without any further delay. And we also do with a lot of admin works, and we also sometimes represent FSSAI, try to help the FSSAI in the legal aspects, battles as well. The at works at HQ. So basically in policy making, we some of my colleagues do this data collection, also help scientific committee and scientific panel, There is, there's a lot of research happening on the standard development. There is a lot of training happening that is also happened at the licensing division, and admin works obviously, and initiatives works is also done by the executives. So technical officer. So how to become one among the as technical officer or CFSO? Obviously, you have seen the advertisement, and most of I am pretty sure that majority of you might have filled the application. Earlier, when we wrote the examination, prelims had much more higher weightage, but now the weightage has changed. It's 50-50, which means you're supposed to concentrate on both examination, which means you should be very focused in the prelims and mains as well. And after mains examination, the result comes with the combined score, and once result is out, the classroom training happens. It's around 2 weeks of classroom training, generally at Delhi. Then you will be sent for field training across India. It can be anywhere, and you can be posted anywhere in India. You can be posted in Northeast, you can be posted at Mundra, you can be posted at Chennai, anywhere. And then once posting is received, you become a central food safety officer or a technical officer as like us. Now, regarding my preparation, these were the books which I referred for the part A. So it's very important, guys. Majority of my friends did a big mistake to not focus on part A because they thought it's very easy. But in exams like this, where technical or functional knowledge is something which everyone generally is good at, and in that case it's very important that to not lose even a single mark in the part A part. So regarding quantitative aptitude is very important. Generally cat aspirants go with the Dr. R.S. Agarwal's book, so make sure that you also follow the same, because this is the standard for all sort of competitive examination. As Jaju sir expressed before, Pratyogita Darpan is the best source for current affairs. So what I suggest is that don't go through Pratyogita Darpan now. Rather, get the yearbook just 1 month prior to the examination. So you have a basic understanding. So to make it happen, I will let you know one app. Make it happen to understand the current affairs daily. I'll let you know one app which you can download and also keep reading some of the important updates regarding the current affairs. This was a book which I used for my English preparation because I also qualified NET JRF when I was in MTech. So this helped me a lot because this have every set of questions regarding English, and also there was some model question paper which I tried to solve. And hence computer awareness is one book which which I use for this examination. And also this is basically in their particular section they'll just ask they'll try to judge whether you're aware about computer and computer related activities. Regarding functional knowledge, I referred. So regarding FSSAI related aspects, everything is available to the FSSAI website, so not required to buy another book. Regarding food packaging, I referred to my technical books for this. So I referred in and out for this book. So this year I believe you should not lose any marks. So be strong both in general aptitude and function knowledge. And also all these websites have all these details as required. This PDF will be shared by Harish sir after the event. Now these are the some of tips or strategies. So I will take through my journey how I prepared. So yeah, after the application, what I did was that try to understand the syllabus well and good. To I went through the syllabus a couple of times, and then I tried to classify those topics into three buckets. So basically, something which I know very good, something which I know 50%, and something which I don't know anything. So then, as obviously something which you don't know anything, that's what would be the better to start with, right? So I started with something which I don't know. That was basically related to regulatory aspect. So I tried to prioritize that as my first priority, and then started my preparation on that. And also tried to network with some of lawyers or law students or CAT aspirants. This essentially help you to understand how is and it's best to have a law student as your mentor regarding the regulation, because there's a lot of terms which does have different understanding, especially the word shall, the word must is having a different sort of context in the legal term. Now, regarding, I know it's also better to network with people who prepare for the another examination, especially government sector examination. They will have better understanding about how to prepare for the examination. And it's also always when you're preparing, it's suggested that always speak and discuss about this examination. If you keep this in your mind, that I'm pretty sure that yes, everyone will qualify the examination. And obviously collection of good resources is very important. So I spent around 2 weeks to get the best resources for each topic. So it can be something hard copy, or also something which is available freely on the internet. So also in my case, I started studying initially. I started studying for at least 2 hours every day, and made it an habit. So it depends upon you. So you can some people can study the topic within half an hour. So some people it take 3 hours. So based on your convenience, try to make a habit of learning every day. So that should be done. And guys, detailed and neat notes should be prepared, because these notes can help you, help to revise. Okay, so in my case, I started with a detailed note of every topic, and then I made a short note from detailed note, which essentially helped me to make sure that concept is in my mind. And these short notes were which was I used before going to the examination. As sir suggested, judges sir suggested that it's very important to have some sort of shortcuts to learn all these important sections, especially Judge sir mentioned the penalty parts. That's very important, guys. And it's also some sections like section 22 is very important, because it deals with the nutraceutical part. Section 40 is something which does with the consumer empowerment. So try to understand the core concept of each and every section or important sections, and try to keep a chronological order, as Jaju sir said, because he's the best person to guide in that way, because he's a teacher by profession. And also it's very important, guys, for FSA related subjects. It's best to look only at FSA's website, because that's the authentic source of information. Yeah, then yeah, as Jaju sir informed you guys that regarding the definition is very important, guys, because a lot of questions were based on definition alone. So it's to keep in your mind that definition is something which you should look for. And it's you should go through each and every single word and try to learn each and every aspects in detail, because without that you will lose some point. As I said before, part A is very important, super important, because a lot of people missed out this position just because they were not uh, preparing this particular examination, this particular part for this examination. Now, for practicing part A, there is one website, that is MBA Hitbull I. So it's free resource, and also there is a lot of apps available, which I'll be discussing in the next slide. For practicing, part B, that there is actually FSSAI's mock test, so you can also practice in that as well. Now, I suggest you to revise all the concept weekly, because it makes sure that it's stuck in your brain, or in your mind. Practice every practice some mock test, because that essentially help you to build your confidence and boost your confidence and stay positive. Obviously, sustained practice and study is very much important. If you start preparing and then leave in between, that's not something which is going to bring success into your life. Rather, try to have sustained practice. Also, no comparison at all, because if there is some sort of comparison, you are going to lose out your positivity. So try not to do any sort of comparison. Try to study in your own pace. Take it slowly. It takes time, because understanding regulatory terms is a bit difficult, because that's something which we also face while preparing. And obviously try to make a plan for answering. So something like starting with the general aptitude and going to technical subject, or something starting with technical or into coming to this aspect. So it depends upon you. Try to it depends upon your skills. Try to make a plan, guys. time management is very important. Make utilize of your complete time, and also never leave never leave any questions unanswered. Sometimes there are people, even though they know they try, without this time management, they just left some of the questions unanswered. So never do that. Try to answer everything which with for that you should be very proactive, and you should have some practice. In my opinion, at least you should be covering the syllabus at least 3 times, because that's what followed. So that will be, there's a small suggestion from my side. It can be any number of time of revision. So yeah, as I said, these are the top apps available in the Google Play Store, with of free of cost. So Foodshot is an app generally, where you get all these FSSAI updates and food related current affairs. Mania Quiz is for food technology. I heard that there is some problem for Mania Quiz, so I will try to suggest another application in 1 or 2 days. Kindly look for my LinkedIn handle, so I'll sharing that aspect there. All general aptitude mock tests can be done at the Practice Mock app, or all current affairs are available at the Napoli app. So it's my humble request you to start using Napoli, because it's having an A to Z information of any sort of current affairs. So you can just go through each and every current affairs every day. So it will keep in your it will be there in your subconscious mind. Now, in my case, I made some sort of success triangle. That is, for me, motivation, persistence, and practice is something which make me motivated, which always takes me to success. So in your case, try to make some 3 factors or 4 factors which makes your which can be considered as a success mantra, and try to keep up that as your success mantra. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Foodyaari, for this opportunity. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Salman sir, for your valuable
Yeah.
inputs. Can we have Jaju sir as well on the screen? Yes, Jaju sir, please turn on your videos and we'll start with the Q&A
Yes,
session.
yes, I'm there. Yes, yes.
So we'll take the first session from the audience members. Many people are interested in knowing what would be the eligibility criteria for these exams. Who all people would be eligible for giving these exams?
I must say that a candidate having the 3 years degree could be definitely eligible for CFSO, but for technical officer, at least 4 years degree should be there. That is one of the best criteria we could say.
Right. And what fields, what qualifications? There are people
I would
from
like to
nutrition and dietetics
I
also
would like
considered.
to suggest people to go through the notification very well, because everything is given in detail there. So I don't think there is some sort of confusion. Food and
Right.
nutrition is eligible. Food and nutrition is eligible. Agriculture science is eligible. Everyone is eligible. So make sure, as Sir said, for both the technical officer and CFSO, the basic requirement is either if they are BTech or 4 year degree, they can go with just bachelor's degree. If they are having 3 years of degree, they should have a master's degree. That's like, for example, someone is from BSc chemistry, they should have some degree in MSc. So something like that. That's the concept, but
Right.
related to food. Yeah.
I hope that answers your question. And moving on to the next question, sir, what is the nature of work difference, perks, and benefits between TO and CFSO?
I would like to answer this. Sir, may I continue with answering this question? Yeah, thank you.
Yes, yes,
In
definitely.
this, yeah. So in this particular aspect, both technical officer and CFSO are having the same pay scale. Okay, and all the benefit is based on the pay scale. So we are going to get the similar benefit as well. The only difference is that technical officer, a technical officer's role or job is essentially it depends upon where he's being posted, where he or she is being posted. If he is if he is posted at the import division, he is having all this import inspection activities, scrutinization, all other activities, or something, some admin related work. If he or she is posted at the licensing division, he always deal with the dealing with FBOs, trying to uh, clarify their doubts, do all sort of training for FBOs, do some sort of inspection. So generally for technical officer and CFSO, there is a target to be achieved that all the officers are supposed to do 5 inspection monthly. So so inspection is something both we will be doing. But the thing is that CFSO are those officers who are notified through the gazette, and they will be allowed to do all the legal sampling. So if there is some sort of consumer complaint saying that there is some sort of adulteration, so generally, our CFSO colleagues go and try to inspect that premises, and if there is something happening wrong, he or she is completely officially given the permission to take a witness sample. But whereas a technical officer, our job is not to do all this legal sampling. Rather, we are looking into, as Jaju sir said, right, we will be dealing with all this policy making, trying to have some sort of training for our viewers, and also some sort of small inspections like pre-licensing inspection, pre-modification inspection, post-licensing inspection, renewal inspections, and hygiene rating audits, and all of the stuffs. So yeah, all
I
of
will
the
add one
perks.
more point.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yes, Salman sir. I will add just one more point.
Sure.
CFSO act as a public contact point agent, while
Yeah,
as
true, true.
technical officer is the nothing but the think tank. I just in a summarized manner.
Yeah, true, 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 true. But it also depends, sir. Actually, as of now,
Okay.
there is no differentiation in work except regarding this legal sampling. Other than
Okay.
that, we all CFSOs also sometimes deal with the consumer FBOs at the office. We also
Okay.
deal with the office where some
Definitely.
FBOs comes to the office. But as I
Okay.
said, a legal sampling is something which we don't have the permission to do. It's only for
Hmm.
those gazetted, notified CFSOs. So as of now,
Yes.
there is 34 of my colleagues pan
Hmm.
India. They are notified, and yeah, in next recruitment there will be 30 plus more.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for answering that. Because of the time constraint, we'll move towards the end of the session. Any unanswered questions, please, audience members, do write it for Foodyaari support, and they'll get back to you with the answers. So we'll make the quick announcement that we're all been waiting for. So the exciting announcement from Foodyaari is for all the aspirants who demanded this. Foodyaari is bringing to you a complete preparatory course for Food Safety Officer and Technical Officer exams. In this course, aspirants will get free live and or recorded lectures which will be delivered by guest lecturers having more than 8 to 10 years of academic experience. All these lectures are graciously being provided free of cost by Foodyaari and our guest lecturers. So I prompt each of the audience member to please take maximum benefit of this. Along with this, Foodyaari has also made available 25 plus topic-wise mock tests and 5 full-length mock tests after the date of declaration of the exams. The mock tests and the study material are the paid part of the course, but on the special occasion of Diwali, Foodyaari is giving out 40% discount on it for the first 75 participants only. All these offers are available only for 3 days from now. So, everybody, I prompt you to take maximum benefit for these 3 days and go check out the course. You can get the course at Foodyaari's official website, foodyaari.in, and we'll leave a link for all of you in the description below. And with this, we have come to the end of this webinar session. I once again thank our guest speakers, Salman sir and Georgiou sir, for a very informative session. I hope all the audience members have taken benefit of this whole session and will take up the course as well. So, thank you. And with this, we end this live webinar. See you all soon. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you. Bye.